So long, Winnie.
Why Winnie, sir?
From my hometown, Winnipeg.
Well, it's a little part of history that most Canadian kids learn while reading an old classic. The Winnipeg connection to the story of Winnie the Pooh. Tonight, a Canadian with a very personal connection got to return to the place where the story was born. And she tells our Nala Ayed why it's so important to her to bring the story of Pooh's beginnings to a whole new generation of children.
At the Salisbury Cathedral tonight is an echo 100 years old. An echo of the Canadians drawn here by war, of their sacrifices. A revival of the story of difficult days on the Salisbury Plain. Some of the first Canadian soldiers to arrive in the UK, some 30,000 of them, camped out around here to prepare for duty on the Western Front. Among them was one Lieutenant Harry Colburn from Winnipeg and his bear. As he writes in his diary, Colburn bought the cub in White River, Ontario for $20, and she covertly crossed the ocean with his regiment to Salisbury and then on to worldwide fame. He named her Winnie.
This is the day that Harry arrived in Salisbury, October the 18th, 1914, so almost 100 years ago to the day.
A century later, Colburn's now digitized diary in the hands of his great-granddaughter. She's come a long way to travel back in time.
This is the moment I have been the most looking forward to.
Lindsay Maddock is here along with the National Arts Orchestra Remembrance Tour, but this is a deeply personal quest. It's the first time she's been in Salisbury.
It was muddy, it was wet, and he wrote about those things in his diary. It was difficult.
So long, Winnie. You be a good girl while I'm gone.
From the darkness of war, an unlikely children's story would come to light after Colburn handed Winnie to the London Zoo before heading to the front.
Why Winnie, sir?
From my hometown, Winnipeg.
It is at that zoo that A.A. Milne was inspired by his son's reaction to the friendly bear to write a book about Winnie the Pooh. And it's where original owner and bear are still remembered.
There was a real purity in his actions, in that one simple thing you do can have these huge consequences and a huge ripple effect. And to me, that's the heart.
Winnie the Pooh was warming himself.
Winnie the Pooh is now known worldwide. Less so how he came to be.
Could you tell me a story? Asked Cole.
So Maddock has written her own children's book telling that story for the sake of her son, Cole, named after her great-grandfather. That intimate connection to Harry Colburn, all the more fundamental, having lost her own father as a teen and later a brother.
It inevitably leads you on. You search for things, you search for answers. For me, having this opportunity to explore my family history and explore it in a really real way, literally walk the walk, is a gift.
A century later, little is left of the Canadians here, save for them. Proof of the hardship endured even before any saw the horrors of war. And they who come now to echo those voices, they are proof that even time will not silence them. Nala Ayed, CBC News, Salisbury, England.